Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Please welcome yourselves to my 2549th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Remember, these videos are geared to teach you the art of technical analysis, and boy, did OMNI just kill it every single day last week. During that insane turbulence, the OMNI either got us in at the high or the low of just about every day. Rock and roll OMNI. That was last week. No one cares anymore. This is for this week. What do we got going on? We're looking at the Nasdaq Daily Bar, but before we get involved, please remember this is an extremely risky game. Even though we had a good week last week, we had stops in on every single trade. Never trade without stops. It's a very, very risky endeavor. All right, so this is the Nasdaq Daily Bar, and I was doing a whole bunch of analysis on the indices, but I ran into a projection along the way this evening. So let's go there first. I want to show you my projection. Came out of the clear blue. I didn't know I was going to do it in Crude. While I was playing with my charts and working my magic, working the OMNI magic, I should say, I ran into a crude oil projection. Crude will hit 59.85. It's trading currently at around 69. I say you'll see 59.85 before you see the price of 76 in crude. So down we should go. Nothing goes straight down. My next projection is 59.85. The last projection I gave you, we were all the way up here. And I gave you 64 in crude. We were all the way up here somewhere. I gave a 64 projection, and we hit that projection. I've redone my projections. Here is your latest. Just thought I'd leave that with you. Has almost nothing to do with tonight's video, but I found it and I thought I would share for you crude traders. Let's go back to work. We are looking at the Nasdaq Daily Bar for trading on Sunday night through Monday. That would be March 27th, 2023. So remember the risk and let's get moving. We had a double top in NASDAQ, right? Let me grab a little tool here. We had a double top in NASDAQ, and that double top, boom, 1, 2, worked. Had a massive down day afterwards. When we see a double top, we sell a double top. That worked. We had our play. Now, we strike this out. It's done. What are we looking at now? Well, I think we've developed or at least are developing an Oscarism known as an F flag sitting right here. In fact, let me make that a little prettier for you. This is what I think right now we are in some kind of an Oscarism, if you will, known as the F flag. And that's inside this blue thing right here, this F flag. So we're traveling inside of it. We reacted to the double top, as I mentioned, and we came down. All right, so that's over with. We struck it out. Now what are we looking at? We are bouncing off the bottom of an F flag, and the OMNI gave me a buy signal on Friday and told us to get long, and lo and behold, we got long on the lows of the day Friday. Massive day. Today's a new day, and OMNI is giving sort of mixed signals, but still wants me to buy a dip in S&P, and that is what I will do. But let's go back. Is the market weak? Well, we had a double top. And a resilient market holds after hitting a double top and doesn't break, right? Pretty resilient. But let's go look at a few more things here. Check this out. Huge component to the stock market is Microsoft, right? If you took just taking a glance at this chart, does that look bearish to you at all? In fact, this blue line comes all the way from the all-time highs. Comes all the way down from the all-time highs, this blue line. And we are now above that blue line in Microsoft. Huge component to the stock market. Above resistance, and instead of channels working their way down like they used to, like these used to do, we are now in this black channel working its way up. Right? And this looks pretty good, and now we're above that resistance line in the black channel. So if this is a component to the stock market or the S&P or NASDAQ, looks good to me. Let's look at another one. This one I've been talking about for months now. I debuted this in a Metastock webinar and said I think the bottom is in Facebook, And it has literally been in since we did that webinar and put this green circle here. Now it's forming in between these two lines some kind of a V bottom. Look what happened here. You're above the 200 bar moving average. In fact, right there you've got what I would call a golden cross. This is the 50 bar moving average. This is the 200. Let me get this out of the way for a minute. That's a golden cross. Then you also have this channel that we're working in right now, right? Top, bottom, different from the channel moving this way. Nice V bottom. Meta or Facebook looks great. Another huge component to the stock market. Nothing goes straight up, but we're talking about day trading for Sunday night through Monday, and we like buying dips in the S&P, and some of the components of the S&P give me reason to want to continue. Let's look at another one. Tell me, this isn't a big component of our stock market. Apple. Now, once again, Apple used to be in this red channel going down, right? Let's make it a little thicker just to show it to you. We used to be in this orange channel, if you will, right? Heading down, 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 down. Well, that's not what we're at anymore. Now we'll make that almost go away. And where we're at is in this black channel, moving fantastically higher. A bull flag developed a few weeks back, which has been sitting on this chart ever since we drew it together. And we broke out of the bull flag. We are moving much higher. And guess what we have here? Another golden cross, right? And it is starting to react. Since that golden cross, you're getting more upwards. Now, does that look bearish to you? This chart? I don't think this chart looks bearish. Another component. I didn't think Meta looked bearish. I didn't think Microsoft looked bearish. And let's see about another one. Look at this guy. Look at NVIDIA. I mean, could you ask for a better looking chart than NVIDIA right now? Look at this massive run inside of this channel. One little dip under it was all you had. Stayed in the channel the whole way. Looks like a bull flag building. Had a golden cross. Now, look what happened after the golden cross on NVIDIA. And look at Apple. Apple just had the golden cross, right? And it's starting to go up. And again, NVIDIA, look what happened after the golden cross. Here's your golden cross. Look what happens next. So I don't know. Maybe people out there are bearish. I am going to stay bullish until either these charts tell me not to, which could happen by tomorrow. You know how that works. I'm a day trader. Or until this guy stops producing, the Nasdaq weekly bar. Look at this crazy bullish channel that's been developing on a weekly. So you must understand, on a weekly, each one of these bars is a full week of trading, 5 full days, right? So this is a long-term chart. You were stuck inside this red channel, just stuck here on the way down. Finally, you get above the red channel where? At the savior, the 200 bar moving average, which we just hit last week before the explosion, right? The beginning of last week was the bottom of this bar. The week before it hit it, and boom, we rallied, and then had a bigger rally last week. 2 weeks ago hit it, last week rallied, next week the new bar starts. So I don't know. Let people be as bearish as they want. I will just call what I see. I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm chart. Chart says for me to tell you this, and that's what I'm telling you. We will be buying dips in E-mini S&P if we can get a fill for trading on Sunday night through Monday. There is one contingent. If the S&P rallies up too far tonight and goes too high, I will cancel any buying tomorrow. Until then, we will be buying dips in E-mini S&P. Stay at livewithoscar.com if you want to hang out with me in my live free trading room. I will ask you to do this, traders, if you don't mind. If these videos are helping you, please subscribe to these videos. Subscribe right now. Straight down here below the video, you can hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to these videos. Pass them around on the internet. Let people know about them if you don't mind. I'd much appreciate that. Share them with others. And then remember, keep your stops out of this game. Are you with me, kids? Say this with me. You know what it is by now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. rock and roll, kids. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to these videos, and I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.